Hey, what's up guys? This is Brian at Whisper Status 74. Welcome to the community, welcome to the channel. If this is the first time you're seeing me, please consider liking and subscribing. We are real tech for real people. This is Halo 2, which was recently released on Game Pass and on Steam for PC. And the reason that I want to do a video on it is just to show how it looks on the Sony X950H. But also to illustrate the slight differences between the two. Being a gamer, a PC gamer, reading all the PC reviews, they've all talked about how much of a bare bones release it is, and I can't disagree with it at all. But almost all of them, same with Reach, failed to mention the lack of HDR. And for those of us that are gamers that play with displays over monitors, HDR is very important. It's one of the biggest reasons why many of you upgraded. So this is Halo 2. We're going to come back to this level on the Xbox One X and see if it looks any different. Now, just to quickly show you what settings that we're in for the Sony X950H. We are just in game mode. You can see by picture HDMI 4, there is no HDR moniker up there. We also have on the Sony display, live color is disabled. And just to illustrate that there is no HDR, to show our settings, which can be pretty bare bones. There's your field of view, vehicle gamma, you know, as you can up and down. Here's your barely visible, but there isn't an HDR setting in here. Now, I've heard you can change this to borderless, you know, and it will show up. I have not seen that. Same with Reach. I have not seen HDR no matter what I run it in. HDR works on all of my other Windows titles with using Windows 10. And we are at unlimited frame rate. We're graphics quality enhanced. This is a GTX 1080 Ti. And that is the, the settings that that this game has, which is for PC gaming is bare bones, beyond bare bones. But the lack of HDR is surprising considering when these games were remastered on the Xbox One X and the Master Chief Collection, HDR was included. So we're going to switch back quick to the Xbox One X. It's not going to be quick because they sync and I can't play them both and just go input to input, but I'm going to go over to Xbox One X and we'll see if there's any real visual difference. We'll anchor ourselves here at, this rock, kind of looking over to this fire. We'll find a nice area for that. How about we go back here? Look at the floor. I will tell you the frame rate feels good as far as the movement. This display is limited to 4K 60, by the way. And we'll kind of stay right there and we'll switch over to Xbox. And here we are on Xbox One X. This is the enhanced 4K version. And there isn't a ton of difference. It doesn't feel quite as responsive as the PC. The flames don't appear to be any brighter. And the skybox doesn't appear to look any better. Again, this is a very bland part of the level, but I thought it would be an interesting one to look at simply because the flames are right here. We'll jump to a different part of the game for the next comparison. I'm filming this also in HDR, so if you hit the 3 buttons in the corner for resolution, you should see it in HDR. So you'll be seeing as close as you can what I see. But there isn't a noticeable difference. But I will say it does bother many of us that there isn't HDR, whether it adds a lot or not. Let's see if we can get rid of those banding. There we go. It is debatable. Typically HDR looks much different. At times it can actually look more bland and perhaps a little more realistic on titles like Forza Horizon 4. On this game, I don't see a ton of difference. So we're going to actually move to a different level that has a bit more color. You can actually see the Xbox One X is just slow with its frame rate. Things are a little stuttery. So that is definitely, this is definitely 30 FPS, if I'm guessing. So we'll move to a different area and go back to PC. You can see how stuttery and slow it is. which I only really notice as much because I'm going back and forth. And there's not a lot happening on screen. So we'll switch back over. We'll stay with the sunset. We'll stay on this level. And now here we are on PC. I'm sorry about the horizontal banding. That's actually the frame rate of the camera. Whoops. Hold on a second. So other than the banding you're seeing, again, from the frame rate, if I put up the aperture, you'll lose that, but you won't see the image. Again, because I'm filming in HDR. But the PC version is noticeably cleaner, going back and forth. Obviously the frame rate is better. And more of these textures here are, you could have more of a feel to them than on Xbox, where it's a little bit blurrier. But again, I would like to have HDR. It's not available, which is a bummer, but you just, again, raise the aperture to get rid of that banding, and you can actually see a little bit more what it looks like. Here we go. PC version looks noticeably cleaner, but again, the lack of HDR is a bummer. There's really no reason for it. There isn't. There's just no reason for it. We'll switch one more time. We're actually going to do Halo 1 really quick. This is on PC. Game looks tremendous. The aliasing you see here, you see how that rock wall, the shadows are kind of coming in and out. If you turn, you see them kind of disappear. So the game is still pretty buggy, but I wanted to show you just this game quickly. Versus just Halo 2, which is not as colorful. And then we're going to switch back to Xbox. We'll stay right here on this bridge.
Alert, Covenant dropship inbound.
Dropship is right there. But this is on PC. We'll stay there with the skybox. And it looks like HDR even though it isn't, so I'm not sure if it's forced on, but we'll check it on Xbox.
Lucky. Will believe
now here we are on Xbox, and I will say the HDR is noticeably better on this game. You can see in the skybox, you don't have any issues with the shadows here. To me, oh, they're right there. Now you still see them. The frame rate is clearly less.
Alert. Covenant dropship has detected us. Here they
so
come.
Is it a big deal on Halo 2? Not from the levels that I've played. Whoa, gonna die. Or not, I actually landed right here. Just to quick show you the HDR settings that are with this game that should be on PC. Are here, HDR settings. And they're not available on PC. So that's a shame. I really wish they had them. That's a quick comparison. I wish I could do longer. I'm not sure how long I'll have. I'm shooting in HDR. So we'll do another one, but I wish that they had it. I think it looks great right here. We'll switch back to PC one more time to see the difference on that skybox. I'm not going to be able to fall right here though.
Alert,
and here we are on PC again. Again, frame rate is much better. And the skybox probably looks a little bit more detailed in HDR, but to me it's negligible. So either version would be great. Looks good. That's not much of an analysis, I apologize, but that's the two different versions. PC, better frame rate, better textures. Xbox has HDR, but I don't see it making a huge difference. And I'm dying. Dying again. Hard to wander around on a bridge, but they're very close. As much as I'm upset about the HDR, it doesn't seem to be a really big difference in terms of picture quality. I'd rather have the higher frame rate and closer. It looks great. Alright guys, thank you as always. Please consider liking and subscribing. I will talk to you soon. That's my quick comparison. It should be in HDR. I'll see you in the comments. Take care.